I can definitely.
Coach, just talk about this. Obviously, you went the distance first time. How'd you feel?
Felt good, a couple times, like in the 8th round, 7th and 8th round, I started, even though I thought I won those rounds, I really started feeling, a little tired, like muscle weary. But then, I tell you what, by that 9th round, my second wind came back, and I seen him breathing hard in the 11th round, like I was saying. There was 5 to 10 seconds left in the 11th round. I think that fight might have been over. I mean, I hit him with a body shot, and I heard him, moan. And I came back upstairs and heard him, and I just seemed like it looked like he wanted to take a knee.
You out-punched him 800 punches. I mean, are you out-punching maybe 400 more punches? Is that something you wanted?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And look at the landing. I mean, that's boxing. Anybody want to say what they want about the decision, I thought it was a very close fight. I had me by 2 rounds just from being in there. When you go back to the corner and you sit there and you're like, okay, well, that won that round. You ask your trainer. I gave him the second to the 5th round, maybe the 6th. But I gave me the 1st round and then round 7 on. I just thought I would out-punched him, backed him up, and landed some of the harder shots.
You hear the people again?
What's that?
Did you hear the people again?
Oh, I sure did. It's awesome. And I tell you what, he's had a lot of Arkansas fans that came out, and I think that made it a little bit more exciting too. But it's just great to see the fans of Youngstown out there.
Kelly, how much do you think that pushing him back and constantly moving forward puts you in the favor of the judges?
Well, because I was doubling that jab up, and for some reason, even the body shots, the first couple of rounds, I really felt stiff again. Like it wasn't coming off the right way. I sat there, and my first jab would kind of come real slow and come down. As when I was throwing that one single jab, it was more of a snap, and it was popping his head back. I think in that first round, I hit him with a hard right hand. I mean, you heard it without everybody. I seen his eyes flicker, and it was off of one single jab that popped his head back. And I think right there is what kind of started it. And after that, I started out jabbing him with that single jab. Although in the middle rounds, his jab was working pretty good too. He kept hitting my snout.
What about moving forward, though? I mean, it seems like if it weren't for you, there wouldn't have been much of a fight.
Well, that's what it was. I was hitting with them hard jabs, and he started going backwards. But middle rounds, he wasn't. And I couldn't get that double jab going, so he wasn't really going backwards. He was kind of just stepping around. But then after, around the 7th round, his double jab started backing up. He was getting a little winded. I started going to the body. When he started going backwards, it gave me time to throw that one jab, shoot to the body, shoot the right hand, even hooks. So.
You think you were getting stronger as the fight went on?
Oh, yeah. I see them wearing down a lot.
Can you talk about your hands? You said you might have heard of
Stingers. It's a real bad stinger. I get it every fight. But I got it in the 7th round this fight. And it kind of sucks when you get that in the 7th round against Jermain Taylor, and it's not nothing that's broke or anything, but it just stinks so bad, and you sit there and you kind of hold back a little bit. So.
It seemed like when you got Jermain Taylor in trouble, he'd start grabbing onto you, and it felt like right when you were building momentum, he'd clang.
Yeah, and he was. And the thing was, I wanted to shoot that stinger, but I didn't want to waste that hand on some of the punches to the body. Even though a couple times I shot him upstairs to the head, but a lot of times I didn't because I didn't want to waste that hand,
Hey, between your 2 fights with Taylor, which one do you feel was your better performance?
Tonight, I think. I thought, like I said, pocket box, my jabs. He hit me with a lot of jabs, though. I got a little lazy, a little flat-footed in there, and he just hit me with some stiff jabs. But I say today, I went 12 rounds, and even though knocking Jermain Taylor out is a hell of a thing to do, the guy's never been stopped before, and he's a great fighter. But I think today showing everybody I go 12 rounds and not box, bronze medalist, and four-time world champ. I think that was enough there.
What's it mean to you to go to 12 rounds?
It shows me I can go 12 rounds with the best. It shows me that I can sit there. You can be in the best shape, but you always get in your head the championship rounds. You ain't been to the championship round, and it's like, what do you mean by championship rounds? And tonight was a test that that I could do it. And I even outboxed him and showed I had more endurance in the championship rounds.
Jermain probably fought the fight that he needed to fight. How much can you take from this? I mean, because he was very good at countering, he was very good at getting off the jab early. How much do you think you'll be able to learn from that experience?
Learn a lot. Go back to the drawing board with every fight, and I was moving that noggin a little bit more, and get on the toes a little bit more, and that's pretty much what we can learn from that. But like I said, we blocked a lot of his overhand rights. A couple times I got dumb again and got lazy, and he caught me with a couple of the right hands. But I showed that my whiskers are strong. Big difference from getting it back in the head and getting it on the chin and being able to take it.
Were you ever hurt?
No, honestly, and I would tell you, they never. I mean, hit me a couple of times, it wakes you up. Oh, hey, you're in a fight. But other than that was about it.
It didn't seem like he got wild very often. Is this the most patient and disciplined you've seen this guy?
Yeah, and he had a game plan, and he knew it. I think he knew it. If he got wild, he missed straight right hand. I think that knockout in the back of his head, which made him more straight down the middle, used more speed, and I think that's why he did it. I think that knockout was in the back of his head. which ended up turning around. I thought it would benefit me, which ended up turning around and getting back at me because he came and brought his A game, his boxing ability.
Kelly, was your game plan for this fight the same as your game plan coming into the first fight?
Yeah, no, it was. And when you see as the rounds went on, my game plan started working again.
Kelly, your punches seem to be heavier all night, but Taylor kind of got the ooh and ah shots, 2 or 3 of them every round. Were you noticing that? Were you guys talking about that in the corner? Or?
Yeah, he came, he would throw a hard hook or hard right hand, come over
Counter
top,
hook.
and it hit. But, I mean, that's 1 or 2 punches a round. It was 3 minutes in a round. And some of them shots on the inside, I was landing some of the right hands that I hit him with. I think that made a big difference.
How much did defense play into this? Because it seemed like a lot of the big thuds, the big hits, were blocked on both sides.
They were. Defense was a key thing. Both of us learned from the first fight. I learned, from the shot, leaving my head in there, getting lazy, and he learned, some of the things that he did. So I think defense was a big part.
How hard was it for you to be patient tonight and stick with your game plan and box this guy rather than trying to slug him and stuff?
It was hard, but then I seen, when he started wearing down the middle rounds, we started picking it up a little bit. And I knew he wasn't having anything on his punches. And actually, by the 7th, 8th round, he was looking for that one big punch, and he was sitting there with his hand down, he was looking to throw that big hook, throw that big overhand right, and that's what all he was doing.
How much pain were you in after the 7th round when you came back and you said you had stingers in both your hands?
It was bad, but you know what? You got to dig down. You got to dig down. You got to go out there and keep throwing them. If you don't throw the hands, you ain't gonna win a fight.
And you'll get your hands X-ray when you go home to Ohio tomorrow.
Probably not. I mean, it's just stingers. They're bad stingers. You gotta get them every fight. That happens. And those ice heat, but it hurt like crazy when you're in that ring, though.
First time ever in the championship round. How do you feel you did?
I thought I did good. I thought I stole. Like I said, that 11th round, if there was 5 or 10 more seconds, and I know it's the if, and I hate you saying that, but he was out. I mean, in that 11th round, he was hurt bad. Body shot, not overhand right. Yeah, ask anybody, but I felt great in the championship rounds.
Do you have a preference for your June fight with Duddy or Trinidad?
Don't matter. Whoever they want to throw out there, I've done it. I fought Zartucci, I fought Miranda, I fought Taylor back to back. Whatever's good for boxing, whatever's going to make a great fight, and I'm there to do it.
I understand that Abraham may fight on the undercard to set up a possible unification later in the year. Is that your understanding?
I'm hoping so. I think that's awesome. I want those belts. I think it's also another good thing for the sport. And hopefully, if Abraham can come over to the States and fight, get that recognition and popularity, get the attraction of all the other fans in the States, boxing, that's how they start getting boxing big again.
Taylor said if you can go back and go fishing, what are you going to do now?
I don't know. I'm going to go back and relax. It was a long 12 rounds, but I might, go somewhere and golf a little bit. I kind of miss that. But then again, I don't want to because I get frustrated.
Kelly, were you surprised how Jermain changed his tactics in this fight?
At first I was, but then again, like I keep telling everybody, he was bronze. You got to box. The guy had to box. So you don't go win a bronze medal or knock people out and beat them by boxing. And you beat Hopkins, who's a stick fighter, and the guy could box. But we just sat there and outdid him, I think. And I wasn't surprised, as the fight went on because it's his style.